Hey Bulldogs, let's see what's happening this week on Code Blue News. Natalie provides information on a new class Miss LaPrice is teaching. Joe takes a look at how the annual Sean Joyce 5K went this year, and stick around for the end of the show to see Matt host a special draft. Now please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and a moment of silence. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing for a moment of silence. Thank you.
Good morning, Bulldogs. Welcome to Code Blue News Season 3. I'm Joe McLaughlin here with George Starr, 6 feet apart.
Extra, extra, read all about it, or in this case, listen all about it. Newspaper Club's meeting is on Wednesday. Current members should check the classroom for the details. Anyone interested in joining should email Mr. Gorman or Mr. Gordon for more information about the Newspaper Club.
Do you consider yourself a good cook, or maybe want to be a chef in the future? Well, now's your chance. The Student Council is creating a Holbrook's Test Kitchen Show and digital cookbook. Top entries will be featured on this very show, and the school will vote on the HMHS Top Chef.
Entries must have a video or picture submitted with it. Recipes should be shared with a Google Doc to Miss Gal, and videos should be 30 to 90 seconds long and shared to her through Google Drive. Entries are due Friday by December 11th. Now, let's turn over to Natalie Holbrook with a story on Miss LaPrice's music exploration class.
Last year, the school implemented a new music exploration course available for students as a half-year elective taught by Mrs. LaPrice. There, students get to learn how to play unique instruments that they might not have had the opportunity to ever learn before.
The class is called Music Exploration. It's one of our 2 high school music electives that we offer outside of band and chorus, and they're open to any students. You get to learn lots of different instruments. So in music exploration, we play bucket drums and we play ukulele. And so we also do a lot of listening. So we listen to music from all around the world, popular music, traditional music, classical music, a little bit of everything, to expose students to thinking about all different types of music. And then they perform on all of these instruments, and they also compose and write their own music for all of these instruments, which is really fun.
The elective has been a great opportunity for students, especially those with disabilities, to learn more about the many aspects of music. I went ahead and asked a couple of students about their favorite parts of this class.
Bucket drum.
You can really learn a lot from instruments from different countries and different states. The class is good. I also played, when I first began in there, the first semester, the bucket drums, I've learned the bucket drum lessons, and that was really fun.
And so I think the biggest benefits of this class for any student are that it gives our students a chance to kind of expand their horizons and learn about something that we all love. And so this is a way for them to feel successful and show how much they love music by being creative and playing these instruments.
Going forward, there is a hope for music exploration to continue to be offered to students so that they may learn about all kinds of instruments and the history of music. This has been Natalie Holbrook for Code Blue News. Back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Natalie. Recently, the Student Council organization organized multiple Spirit Weeks and Spirit Days to bring school spirit for November and December. November 30th and December 1st are the 50th days of school. Dress like it's the 50s. December 3rd and 4th are Holiday Hat Day. Wear any holiday hat of your choice. We will announce more Spirit Day themes as their dates draw closer.
A couple of weeks ago, the annual Sean Joyce 5K was held virtually due to COVID-19. The event is held every year in memory of Sean Joyce, a 13-year-old boy from Holbrook who passed away from EEE in 2004. I have more on the story. For the past 3 years, the Sean Joyce Foundation has held an annual Memorial 5K run in the honor of the life of Sean Joyce. However, like many other events this year, COVID-19 created complications and changed how the foundation ran the event. Instead of an in-person event within the town of Holbrook, the Sean Joyce Foundation held a virtual 5K event where participants would run their own 5K between October 3rd and October 18th, and they would mark their own time. Ms. Gallagher, along with Debbie and Ryan Joyce, experienced the challenges the pandemic presented and still found a way to success.
So this year, starting in the spring and then through the summer, we kind of debated as a committee how we wanted to hold the Sean Joyce 5K. We didn't want to go a year without it, so we kind of watched other local races to see what they were doing, and we decided we would hold a virtual 5K so people could do it on their own and then send us in their times and pictures of the different ways that they completed their 5K.
It was definitely different. It was difficult to not see as many people in person. Definitely the planning was not as together. We used to have big meetings for it and we weren't able to do that as much. So just getting into it was a little more challenging at first, but I feel like it ended up working out for us.
We didn't know whether it was going to be well received or that people were going to actually participate. So we were greatly surprised by the amount of people that did actually sign up.
It was a lot better than we expected. It was the amount of people that came in were different, but it was well received by everyone that came in, pretty much.
With the huge turnout and the unique rules of the virtual race, many different people across the community of Holbrook got creative with their 5K routes, creating some memorable entries and fun moments.
So in the past, Mr. Flanagan has been our kind of race coordinator, but as we all know, he's not here in Holbrook anymore. However, he did complete his 5K throughout Philadelphia, and that included the Rocky Steps in his race, which was really pretty cool too.
One of my favorite entries was a teacher at the school who mapped out her journey, and she actually did it in an S and a J. An S and a J. It was awesome. It was so exciting.
Even with all the crazy things that happened with this year's 5K, there are still winners that need to be announced.
The winners of this year's 5K were Nate Gordon and Betsy Eaton. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Mr. Gordon and Miss Eaton, on winning this year's 5K, and congratulations to Miss Gallagher, Debbie Joyce, and Ryan Joyce for making a successful and memorable event in such an unprecedented year. And finally, thank you to all who participated in this year's 5K, showing support even through a pandemic. That's all for today. This has been Joseph McLaughlin for Code Blue News. Back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Joe. Any students interested in helping with the yearbook should email Miss Morgan or Miss Gallagher. As you all know, Thanksgiving is approaching very fast, which means it's almost time for our special Thanksgiving episode. Last year, we debuted our game show called Code Blue Feud, and it was quite popular. That is why we're bringing it back this year. But first, let's find out who will be the teams.
Ladies and gentlemen, next Wednesday, it will be the third installment of Code Blue Feud, and something tells me it's going to be the greatest one yet. But first, there must be a draft taking place, and it will be a battle of the Larassis. Who is the greater Larassi? The Review 60 bad boy or Mr. Sports?
This draft is going to be a snake draft. Since Andrew's the senior, he gets to call the coin flip. And he can choose if he wants the first, fourth, and fifth pick, or the second, third, and sixth pick. That way the teams can be as even as possible.
So, let's talk about the players in the pool. The person who's never won Code Blue Feud, the returning Caroline Duggan. She didn't fail college, it's just this one time. The Cohort A betrayer, Nick Chaffee. Natalie Jean. Previous host of Science with George, and future host of Nothing, George. The guy who I must unfollow because he gets too political, Kevin Hillman. And the people's champion, Joey Mack.
Andrew, as the senior, what side of the coin are you taking?
I'll take heads. I think I'm taking tails now. I don't think you have a choice. You just kind of just...
Siri, flip a coin.
It's heads.
How does he do it?
I don't know. I'll take second, third, and sixth.
That's strategic.
Not really, but yeah.
All right, with the first pick in the Code Blue draft, who does Chuck want?
Kevin.
Number 1. All right, with the second pick, who is Andrew taking?
I'll take George.
I was expecting the other way around. Andrew has back-to-back picks.
I'll take Duggan. Bring back the barbecue segment for one last ride.
Just remember, Duggan's 0-2, so that may have been a bad pick.
I'll break the streak. It's light work.
Chuck with his back-to-back picks. Who are you taking number 4?
Joe.
Who are you taking number 5?
Chaffee. Then I guess I'll take Natalie Jean Holbrook, my last pick.
Why'd you say her entire name?
It's because she has a cool middle name, Chuck.
I agree.
What's your middle name?
Al.
This is, I have a great lineup. I don't know about you.
My lineup's better.
I don't think so, but I got a solid. I want to break the streak with Duggan. That's what's going to happen.
You're going to carry Duggan to her first
I have
win?
Kevin and Joe, like they're smart. Nick's smart too.
Are you calling my team dumb?
Yeah, your team's pretty dumb.
You guys have to think of team names.
Oh yeah.
That's right.
No.
Oh, I think I think it's kind of obvious what I have to do. Barbecue. What about you, Chuck? What's your team name?
Maybe Team Lysol.
Okay, I don't know.
Why'd you write it like that?
I had to write it somewhere.
Okay.
Thanks, Flannel Boy.
Remember to follow us at CoBlue HMHS on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. It's the only way to see our Thanksgiving extravaganza on Wednesday. Well, that wraps up this week's show. I'm Joe McLaughlin.
And I'm George Starr. See you next Friday.